With the state of today's economy, people can be left without basic necessities such as food and water, even in the Rockford community like this. And so we're here at Bella Vista Church, and we got to sit down with Jenny Steele, and she explained with us the organization, Hand to Hand, and its impact on the local community.
It's a ministry that partners churches with schools across West Michigan.
The churches then work behind the scenes to get food to kids who may face food insecurity at home.
A lot of times they'll go home to empty pantries. They're not sure where their next meal is going to come from.
This is where the churches step in. They shop for the food, store the food, pack the food, and deliver the food.
And then they get it into the lockers of the students who need it. So Friday morning, the kids come to school and they open their lockers and there's a bag of food waiting for them to take home.
The program is most definitely run by the community and for the community in larger numbers than you may think.
Gosh, I think they're feeding like 10,000 kids right now, partnering with about 200 churches in about 300 schools across West Michigan.
And as you may think, a program like this takes many hands.
The kids open and see a bag, but they don't know all the stuff that happened behind.
The process starts with shopping for all the food, followed by volunteers packing each bag with a little bit of food and a whole lot of love.
Every student that we work with gets a bag like this.
And the bags they use have a purpose behind them.
When the kids open up their lockers, it doesn't look like they have just a bag of food. So it just gives them kind of a little dose of confidence to have that.
Later that night, we saw the packing in action.
So tonight we are here doing an actual packing of the food bags that will go out to students. We come together and just make sure that they are covered for 2 weeks at a time.
Next, we needed to see the delivery of this hope. We met with Bill from River Rock Church on delivery day for the send-off of our newly made bags.
So we're here at Meadow Ridge getting ready to offload our bins for Hand to Hand. So I bring them over on Thursday afternoons, and then we have a volunteer who comes over to the school. They'll take the bins, they'll place them in their lockers so that tomorrow morning when they come to school, the bins are already there.
The bags are then delivered to the lockers of the children in need.
Hello.
And as Jenny explains, it's all worth it.
By the end of the time, the kids have gotten food. The volunteers always pray for the kids who are getting the food, and so that's a step that's really important to Hand to Hand.
What's even cooler is the impact of these bags is so real.
There was one church, it wasn't Rockford, but it was a different church that was praying that these kids would just feel abundantly loved. Like, that's the main prayer they kept praying.
And that is exactly what they felt.
And a teacher walked out into the hallway because she heard a kid like just super excited, and she went out and the kid ran up to her with a bag and goes, "Oh my gosh, I am so loved." And she was like, "Yes you are, like you're very," and they're like, "No, like I'm so loved. No, like look at this bag, somebody loves me so much."
And when the teacher talked to the volunteers, they heard the answer to their prayers.
And the volunteer was like, "That's exactly what we were praying for them for this week."
For some kids, it may be a month-long stretch. For others, it can be K-12.
Like, we just never know what they're facing at home, and it doesn't solve the problem that they have. It doesn't solve what they're facing, but it offers a little bit of hope.
So the impact of Hand to Hand is truly seen throughout the entirety of this district, starting at the elementary level, middle school level, and high school level.
I think it always feels good to be a small part of something bigger. Like, if there's something that you could never do on your own, but you're able to gather people around it and help other people feel invested in it too, I think that's just an amazing feeling.
In Rockford, I'm Herrema, Beyond the Rock News.